How's it? Today is Tuesday, November 7th. Today is a light work day, as most of my Tuesdays have been for 2 months at this point. 7 weeks, eight weeks. I'm not super sure how long it's been, but today means that I'm going to start off with some overhead warm up stuff, snatch, push, press, plus overhead squat for like 6 total sets. And then I'm doing no snatches, no cleans, plus power jerks. These are, if this is the first time watching this, no means no feet, no contact, no hook. I guess that is pretty self-explanatory, but to be clear, no feet means that I am not really moving my feet on the ground. Once it's kind of started position, that's the place that it's going to end, ideally. If I move a little bit, then that's not the true, like, purest form of that movement. No hook means I'm not using my hook grip, so I'm relying solely on grip strength, and that's probably the part that's going to be the most difficult in the future, like as I continue to move and progress on this movement, because my grip strength is not infinite, and at some point I'm going to run into some struggles. And then no contact means that I cannot contact the bar with my hips. So basically, the only part of the bar that I'm touching is with my hands. These are really interesting for timing specific reasons. I think that they are only helpful for really getting under the bar and that positioning. But other timing things is kind of weird. I'll talk more on that when we get there. But for my snatch, push, press, plus overhead squat, I'm doing 3+1s here at 95. Last week I did them at 90. And I mean, this is pretty easy. I don't have to try super hard. And like my shoulder, even though like my right shoulder has been giving me some issues yesterday and like a little bit of today, it's not really something that is affecting that specific lift. But yeah, kind of going back to these no hook, no feet, no contact lifts, the positioning like right after extension is really the closest thing to the actual lift. I mean, ideally if I execute properly. But everything before that is a little wishy-washy, because if I don't make contact with my hips, and I do make contact in my hips in the classic lift, then if I'm practicing not making contact, then what am I actually doing? And that's something that I always thought about when I was doing these lifts. But once I kind of gave up on that and just tried to think about it as me executing this movement separately from actual classic lifts, then I figured out that I can learn a lot from the positioning after the extension. I think timing is really important as well. Like I mentioned, I think that the timing after extension is very close to how it would happen in the actual lift. It's just that this is a little bit scaled down, I guess, because the weights are a little bit scaled down. And honestly, I think that the timing before the hip is pretty similar. But again, if I'm not making the contact with my hips, this is my supposed to be 5 sets of 1, but it's 1 set of 5. As has been par for the course for the last couple weeks. I had plenty of time today. Like you can see, it's 11:30. I started work at 3 o'clock or 3:30, so it's not a big deal for me. But I do enjoy doing these very quickly. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Timing if I don't have extension at the hips, it's a little different because you rely a lot on that positioning for the timing when you're doing the classic lift. And maybe that's a fault of the way I look at the lift. Maybe I need to look at it more in terms of absolute timing rather than position relative, which I don't think that that's the proper way of looking at things. As I did say, I did mention, but yeah, these are are fun. I think that when I am a lot more tired, fourth, fifth rep here, they I move a lot more, and it feels like I am exerting myself a lot more, and that's absolutely true. That is what is happening. It's because I'm a lot more tired, and yeah, after that I moved into the no hook, no feet, no contact clean, which is the counterpart to the snatch, of course. These are a lot easier. I think these are more what's the word? Dependent on my level of energy. You'll see in the last, I'm supposed to do again 3 sets of 2+1, but I do 1 set of 3 2+1s, and I don't know. I just like it. I think it's more fun. It makes it more challenging overall. But the first set here is pretty solid. I guess first cluster. Yeah, sure, first cluster. The second one gets a little bit more difficult because I'm getting a little bit more tired. And then the third one, as the progression says, most tired, most difficult. I think that my quality of movement is actually really solid. One thing that was bothering me from yesterday was my upper back, my mid upper back, that thing that kind of would hurt in the front rack for years, It's one of the big reasons why I couldn't clean and jerk more than 140. Aside from me not actually being confident enough to try for more than 140, it would hurt when I cleaned anything above like 125. And that was still happening, even earlier this year. So one thing that I'm deathly afraid of, it's probably not the right way of saying it. One thing that I'm insanely worried about is that coming back. And so last night it felt more like it was kind of relegated to my neck movement. And if I had proper neck posture, posture's the word? Yeah, posture, neck posture, then it wouldn't hurt. And then once I kind of contorted and stretched a little bit, it would hurt a considerable amount. It wasn't as sharp as it was when I was cleaning, in the past, but it is something to be noted and something to worry about. After my clean no-no-nos, moved into a couple accessories, dips, and back extensions. I think I probably should have done some overhead dumbbell walks today, but I don't know if that's going to affect me for tomorrow, which is the clean and jerk day, which I really, really need to nail and make sure that it is good, because yesterday was absolute trash. So I'm trying not to run into more obstacles tomorrow. But today was real simple, like always, like all my Tuesdays are. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.